Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WCW Monday Night Nitro. And we are coming to you live from Charlotte, North Carolina, the home of the NBA's Hornets, the home of the NHL's Hurricanes, and the home of the NFL's Panthers. And tonight, tensions are already running high. Just 1 week ago, Jimmy Uso shocked the WCW universe by interrupting hardcore champion Ethan Page. And tonight, he has a match. Killer Kross is waiting very patiently, and these two collide in our opening contest. And also, that is not all. Our general manager, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, is ready to make a huge announcement that could shake the very foundation of the women's division here on WCW Nitro. And also, speaking of the women's division, it is firing on all cylinders tonight because Miss Canada, Chelsea Green, steps into that ring against the juggernaut Jordynne Grace. And if you thought that was enough, the main event is set to deliver. Finn Balor returns back to action following his intense promo last week. Who knows what he has in store and who will stand in his way? This is just the beginning, and there's a lot more to come on this jam-packed edition of WCW Nitro. Jimmy Uso has arrived.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, Jimmy Uso.
We heard moments ago that Jimmy Uso is taking on Killer Kross here in our opening contest. Both of these two representing the mid-card division here on Monday Night Nitro here on the WCW brand. So who is going to get an edge here in this match? Who is going to work up in the ranks to eventually probably get a shot at Ethan Page?
And his opponent from Sin City, weighing in at 265 pounds.
And there is Killer Kross, a former hardcore champion last season, and there were a lot of rumors speculating towards the end of the tail end of the 2K25 season that Kross would not return back to Universe Mode, but here he is now. He is going on a good little run as of late towards the end of that season, but now he goes one-on-one with Jimmy Uso in his first match of the 2K26 season. So we'll see if Killer Kross can get his first win of the 2K26 season. All right, here we go. The bell has been rung and both men locked up with one another to start it off here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Kross now trying to use his strength to his advantage, while Jimmy Uso is going to try and use his quickness to his advantage. And I know I talked about Kross's accomplishments during his entrance, so why not talk about Jimmy Uso's accomplishments? This man is a former Mr. Money in the Bank last season, a multi-time tag champion throughout Universe Mode. So both of these superstars are very talented and very historically good at what they do. But a nice cutter there from Kross, and now look at Killer Kross with a big move there. And now picking up Jimmy once again, looking to do something here. Might be looking for a choke slam here in this early going, and he connects with the choke slam. Kross picking him up now, and another cutter right to the face of Jimmy Uso. Staring him down now, and guys, a chop to the chest from Kross, and now look at this, working on the leg, trying to ruin it and try to possibly break it so he can win this matchup. Kross using his strength once again, and a nice slam there. Picking him up now, looking for his next big move. Nice maneuver there, and he's not done. I thought he was going to go for a cover, but instead he connects with another big-time move here in this opening contest. Jimmy Uso rolling to the outside, now coming back into the equation. And now a strong Irish whip. Off the ropes goes Jimmy, and down he goes. And Kross doing really good. And I guess this is a no DQ match. I didn't even know. Kross has a kendo stick, and he's hitting Jimmy Uso right in the chest. And now looking to hit him in the back, but Jimmy Uso finally connects with some offense. Uso now trying to drop Kross on that turnbuckle pad, and he does. Connects. Now a kick to a grounded Kross, followed up by a second one, and now he's choking him out in the corner, trying to do everything he can to defeat this man. Stomps to the back from Jimmy, and now look at Uso. Misses the mark, but what athleticism that was from the former Mr. Money in the Bank. Irish whip, and now Kross turns it around. Jimmy on the apron, and a nice counter from Uso. Back in comes Jimmy, and now Kross pushing him into the ropes once again, and up top he goes. Jimmy with a great counter, grabbing the kendo stick now. To the outside of the ring we go, and the count has begun. Jimmy Uso using that kendo stick to his advantage, looking really good right now. Stomp to the foot, and a count of 4. And oh God, all ego Ethan Page, the former hardcore, or not the former hardcore champion, the current hardcore champion, is here staring down Jimmy Uso. And look at this, Ethan Page hoisting up Jimmy Uso, looking for the ego's edge, and he connects with it. The cover from Kross, 1. Kick out at 1. If you guys watched last week's Nitro, we saw Jimmy Uso interrupt Ethan Page when he cut a promo, so I guess that was just a little payback. But this is going to give Kross an edge here in the second half of this matchup. What a powerbomb into a cover, but a kick out at 1 once again from Jimmy Uso. Kross now going off the ropes, and a big knee to the face. Getting him up now, looking for a boot, but Jimmy ducks underneath, and there's the boot to the face from Kross. And Killer Kross is going off right now. He is not giving up until he puts Jimmy Uso down for the 3 count. And look at this, Kross with an ego's edge of his own. And now he is in the corner looking for something big here in the home of the Hornets. And a nice maneuver there. That's the finish. That could be it. 1, 2, 3. Killer Kross is your winner.
Here is your winner.
What a win for Killer Kross here in his first match of the season. But coming up next, we hear from the Nitro General Manager, Shawn Michaels.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is the WCW General Manager, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And we heard earlier tonight he has a big announcement regarding the women's division here on the Orange brand. Tournaments. Who doesn't love tournaments? Because I know I do. Starting tonight, the Women's United States Title Tournament kicks off. The 2 finalists will face each other at Thunder at the end of the month, which is our premium live event. Soruka already qualified. So coming up next, we have another match in this tournament. Here we go. Big words from the WCW General Manager Shawn Michaels to announce a Women's United States Title Tournament throughout the upcoming weeks.
All right, guys, up next, we have another match in the Women's U.S. Title Tournament, and there is Raquel Rodriguez.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall, making her way to the ring from Rio Grande Valley, Texas, Raquel Rodriguez.
There is Raquel Rodriguez, fresh in a singles division. What I mean by that is because last season she was involved in a tag team when the women's tag division was the thing alongside BFAB, known as Strength and Swagger. But now she is chasing gold by herself. So let's see who her opponent is in round 1 of this tournament. And her opponent is Kiana James of the Straight Edge Society. This is going to be good.
And her opponent, accompanied by
Kiana James, part of the WCW Champions faction. CM Punk put together this Straight Edge Society at the end of the 2K25 season, and now it looks like he recruited Kiana James. So as of now, we know Kiana James, Austin Theory, Tony D'Angelo, and maybe more are part of this faction, but who will win this match of the tournament? All right, the bell has been rung, and look at this, a strong strike there from Kiana here in the home of the Hornets, and now slamming the back of the head of Rodriguez into the canvas. The WCW champion CM Punk watching on as this match takes place, rooting for Kiana James, because we know, unfortunately, for the SES, Austin Theory did lose his first match of the season in episode number 1 to the debuting Javon Evans. But hopefully for the Straight Edge Society, things are going to look up with Kiana James in action here tonight. But Raquel fighting back with the counter. And let's see what Rodriguez can do here all by herself in a Universe Mode ring, and more specifically, a WCW Nitro ring for the second straight season. But a nice double axe handle there from Raquel, and Rodriguez watching on. And look at this, a spear to the outside. And CM Punk is not impressed with that. But look at this. Punk getting involved, yelling at Raquel. These two are yelling at each other about something. The WCW champion is clearly not impressed with Rodriguez after that spear. An Irish whip, and look at that. A hammer throw from Kiana James. And look at this. This looks like what CM Punk has taught Kiana before and behind the scenes. The referee at a count of 3. Kiana James did make a brief appearance at the 2K25 Royal Rumble, if you guys might recall, but she was not really involved that much throughout the 2K25 season after that. But now it is her first season being drafted, and now she looks to win this tournament and hopefully become the first ever WCW Women's United States Champion. Both women locked up, and Raquel definitely going to power her down, and now a clothesline to the outside of the ring from Rodriguez. And look at this, Punk getting involved once again, but this time taking the turnbuckle pad off. Hopefully he can make that work for Kiana James. But Kiana making her ways around the ring and now entering at a count of 5. Raquel using her strength once again. This is why she was the strength and swagger last season. It's because of moves like that. But obviously, the WCW Nitro general manager Shawn Michaels saw more in Raquel Rodriguez than BFAB for 2 different reasons. He drafted her, and speaking of strength, hold on, what a move that was from Kiana. But what I was saying, he obviously saw a lot more in Raquel because he drafted her and he put her in this tournament. Nice kick there from Rodriguez with that counter, and now looking for an elbow. Connects with one here in Charlotte. Connects with the second one, and there's a third one. The hat trick is complete. I guarantee you these Hurricane fans are loving it. Kick out at 1. Stomp to the head from Rodriguez, and look at this. The champ throws in a sledgehammer, trying to get Kiana to use it if she can. But Raquel hoisting up Kiana James. Got a torture rack applied. James is in trouble. And look at this. She gets out of it. Great ring awareness there from Kiana James of the Straight Edge Society. And look at this. A lariat connects. Stomp to the leg. And James telling Rodriguez to bring it on. Kick there, and now look at this. Oh God, what a knee to the midsection. And James suddenly turning things around here in our second match of episode number 3 in Charlotte, North Carolina. And oh, what a maneuver there from James to put her away and move on. 1, 2, kick out at 2. And guys, the winner of this match does face Sol Ruca very soon after the other 2 matches take place. But a nice counter there from Rodriguez. And guys, I guarantee you the tournament will continue next week on Nitro. So make sure you guys are subscribed so you do not miss history in the making. Great counter there from Kiana. And she's looking to end it, but Raquel looking to end it. Looking for a big finish here. Oh my God. Tijuana bomb, I think that's called. But a cover from Raquel to put away Kiana, and she does.
Here is your winner, Raquel Rodriguez.
What a win for Raquel to move on in this tournament. But up next, we hear from Absolute Ricky Saints.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is Absolute Ricky Saints with the microphone in hand. Guys, this is his Universe Mode Series debut. So let's see what Absolute has to say on this episode of Nitro. First off, I would like to thank Shawn Michaels for drafting me to this great brand. And next week, I have my very first match here in Universe Mode. So anybody in that mid-card division, challenge Absolute, because you'll get the very best of me. Oh snap. Here comes the purveyor of violence, Jon Moxley. Ricky. You think you're special, but newsflash, you're not. So why not next week? Let's make it Jon Moxley versus Ricky Saints in this ring. The purveyor of violence versus Absolute. You're on. Well, Ace Army, it looks like next week we are seeing Jon Moxley versus Ricky Saints in a battle of the mid-card division here on Monday Nitro. But what's next here on this episode?
As advertised, there is Miss Canada, the hot mess, Chelsea Green. She's scheduled to take on Jordynne Grace.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Victoria, British Columbia, Canada, Chelsea Green.
Green making a return back to the orange brand for the first time since the 2K24 season, where she was one half of actually the WCW Women's Tag Team Champions when that title was on this brand. But now she looks to capture singles gold. So let's see if she can get the win here over the Juggernaut. And there is Jordynne Grace.
And her opponent from Austin, Texas,
Jordynne Grace looking to capture her first championship in Universe Mode history this season. She did not start off statistically great last season, so she needs to start off 1-0 if she wants to even catch the champion's eyes, which we know the champion is Nikki Bella. So I'm sure Nikki Bella is watching this match very closely. But guys, who will get the win here in Charlotte? Will it be Jordynne Grace or will it be Chelsea Green? All right, the bell has been rung, and look at this. Both women staring each other down. This is history in the making. These two women have never squared off with one another in Universe Mode history. And here we go. Tied up. Chelsea Green, Jordynne Grace. Who is going to get the win here in Charlotte? Grace powering Green into the corner, and Chelsea Green getting out of it, but a cheap shot to the midsection, and now a big blow to the head. But now both women locked up once again, and Grace working on the arm of Miss Canada. Great technical start here from the Juggernaut. She wants to start 1-0, like I mentioned. She wants a shot at that WCW Women's Championship. And I'm loving this gear here from Jordynne Grace. Looking like Wolverine out here from the X-Men. But look at the power of the Juggernaut into a cover. One. Kick out at one from Green. Look at this now. Jordynne Grace sitting up Chelsea Green and a big strong lariat. And look at this. Back-to-back blows to the chest, into the spine, and Grace is not finished. Oh, God. Finishing it up with a big strong lariat, knocking her down. Grace getting the crowd on fire right now. They are standing up there watching the Juggernaut go at it. Some miscommunication there, and another lariat there from Jordynne. A big, strong running one that time. Green with the counter, using the arms. Big kick there to the midsection. And now Green. Look at this. Oh, another move to the midsection, but this time a stomp over. And now locked up once again, but Chelsea Green taking Grace into the corner. Face first off the turnbuckle pad. And a counter from Grace. Great move there from the Juggernaut into an Irish whip. And off the ropes goes Chelsea. Chelsea stops in her tracks in a step-up enziguri from Miss Canada. Green going up top into a diving crossbody. Excuse me there. But a cover here from Miss Canada once again. Looking to steal one here, using the ropes to her advantage, but the referee sees it, signals this pin is off. Irish whip from the Juggernaut. Miscommunication once again following that Irish whip. And now look at this. Oh, strong slam there. Now a stomp to the arm, and Green is in trouble, but as soon as I say that, a counter happens. Chelsea taking down Grace with her arm, and now speaking of the arm, a stomp to that arm. Green trying to think about what she wants to do next here. She wants to start 1-0 as well, and look at this. Big high kick right to the face of Grace, right to that forehead. Green trying to get Jordynne Grace up, trying to get this crowd on their feet, but they're booing Miss Canada, and look at that, a big shot to the face, and now hoisting her up. Chelsea Green dropping Grace onto that top rope, and now she's going back to the tippy top, looking to fly, diving, no diving elbow drop for her, and now a big boot to the face of the Juggernaut. Counter, and now a Rough Rider from Chelsea Green. Green to the middle rope. Looking to do something here. Drop kick. Kick to the back. Green getting up Grace. Look at this. Looking for a big move. A nice slam to the mat from Green. And now Chelsea looking for the unpretty her. Can she connect? Miss Canada might have it. Green connects. Down goes Grace into a cover from Chelsea Green to win her first match of the season, and she does. Chelsea Green with the win over Jordynne Grace in a great match here in Charlotte. And good for Chelsea Green. But look at this. Grace extending the hand. What a match from these two women. And Chelsea Green pushes the hand away, slaps it. Doesn't want anything to do with Jordynne Grace. But guys, what's next here on this episode of WCW Nitro following that disrespect from Miss Canada?
Look who's making his way down to the ring. Damian Priest with a microphone in hand, and it looks like Priest has some words regarding this season. I know last season didn't go my way, but this season things will change, and I can guarantee you that. You know what? Finn Balor, I know you have a match in the main event. Why not let me join you? Because let's bring it back like old times. I'll join you in your corner just like we were former tag team champions 2 seasons ago. It's a good thing the Judgment Day doesn't exist anymore. All those bums were holding you back, but now you get to prove yourself even more here on WCW Nitro. I'll see you in a couple short minutes. Well, it looks like Damian Priest is going to aid Finn Balor by being his manager in this main event match, but let's see who Balor is taking on.
It is finally main event time here in Charlotte. And guys, here comes Aleister Black representing Necessary Evil alongside his wife, Zelina Vega. And what an opportunity this season for Aleister Black, because he just got called up to the main event scene. If you didn't know, he was a mid-carder last season. So this is a big deal. Aleister Black was a former Intercontinental Champion last season, so I guess it was very impressive for him to win it in his first ever season. And I guess the WCW GM, Shawn Michaels, took that to heart. He says, I want you on my brand in the main event scene. So it looks like Aleister got his wish, won a championship last season, got drafted to Nitro, and got called up to the main card. But he goes one-on-one with Finn Balor. And it's kind of weird what's going on with Finn Balor and Damian Priest. But I'll talk about it in just a second. And there is the Prince of the Balor Army.
His opponent, accompanied by Damian Priest from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor.
The reason I say it's weird, it's because Finn Balor and Damian Priest have had a love-hate relationship throughout Universe Mode. Finn Balor was a former tag team champion with Damian dating back in 2K24, part of the Judgment Day faction. But now these two are out of the Judgment Day, and they are joining forces, technically, in this match. Balor is scheduled to go one-on-one with Black, like we know, but Priest offered to join him at ringside. So we'll see how that plays a factor in this main event contest in Charlotte, North Carolina. But guys, let's see who's going to get the win here. Will it be Finn Balor, fresh out of the Judgment Day disbandment last season? Or will it be Aleister Black of Necessary Evil? All right, the bell has been rung and both men locked up with one another, and this is going to be good. Two of the best in Universe Mode history. Finn Balor is a former WCW champion last season, and like I mentioned, Aleister Black is a former Intercontinental champion last season. But let's see what Black can do here in his first match in the main event scene, while Finn Balor is in his first match, no longer with the Judgment Day. And oh my god, this is the kickboxing background of Black that makes him so good when he's in the ring. Just everything is just done perfectly. Counter from Finn, and this would be a huge win for Balor if he can get the win over Aleister Black. Same with the other side. If Black gets the win over Finn Balor here, that would be huge for his resume this season and just his career. DDT from Balor. Priest watching on, and it's still so weird to see these two aligned with one another right now. Springboard dropkick connects from Finn. What a kick to the midsection. And Zelina Vega watching on, trying to cheer on her husband right now. But Finn Balor just inflicting a lot of pain here to Aleister Black. Balor now choking him in the middle of the ring, trying to do everything he can to put him away. He's still showing those heelish tendencies in the middle of this squared circle. But Balor is a face now. He is no longer part of the dark side. Balor now going back to the apron, looking for another springboard here in the main event of this episode. And look at this, Balor with another drop kick to Black. Cover from Finn. One. Kick out at one from Aleister. Oh boy, the Prince going up top. Maybe looking for a coup. Ooh, I thought he was going to go for a coup de grace already. But Finn Balor dismantling Black piece by piece right now. And look at this. He's in the corner. And a drop kick connects. Down goes Black once again, and Aleister has had really no chance here in this main event. And this might be a squash if Balor can land a coup de grace and a counter from Aleister. Imagine he hit a Black Mass there, but an Irish whip. Aleister kick to the midsection. Down goes Finn, and now the tides have changed. Black, look at this. A great little sequence of events, and he wasn't done. Double knees to the upper chest. Black now looking for a springboard of his own. Aleister looking for it. Springboard knee strike. Getting him up again. And a counter from Finn. What's going to be next here in this main event? Face first off the turnbuckle pad goes Aleister Black. And now Finn Balor doing some big moves there. And look at this, choking him out again. I said he still has those heelish tendencies, but you could say it's not heel tendencies. It could just be anything you can do to beat your opponent and win the match. Count of 2 and a kick out from Black. Near fall there. Finn now trying to dismantle the neck of Aleister. We'll see if he can do anything with that and hopefully win this match. But Balor going to the top rope looking for a big move here. What's he thinking? Finn jumping, double axe handle, excuse me. Vega taking off that turnbuckle pad. Our referee fixing it as we speak. And look at this. Big punch and now a drop kick to the outside. And the crowd here in the home of the Hornets, the Panthers, and many more sports teams were just chanting Finn Balor's name. They are liking Finn Balor by himself. And they're booing Black. Black throwing Finn Balor into the skull, or not the skull, the steel barricade. Oh, Finn throwing Zelina Vega in the ring. Oh boy. I wouldn't touch his wife, and that's what you're going to get. He just got a receipt for his order. And now a big cover from Aleister and a kick out at 2. Irish whip off the ropes. And oh, Black was looking for a Black Mass, but a sling blade from Balor right after that dodge. And Balor back in the corner looking for those drop kicks. And now a counter. Again, we're getting reversals back and forth from these two men. And oh boy. Aleister looking for it. Black Mass connects to the Prince. 1, 2, 3. What a win for Aleister Black.
Here is your winner, Aleister Black.
What a win for Aleister Black in his first match in the main event scene here over Finn Balor. But guys, I will see you this Friday for another episode of Universe Mode. Take care, guys, and have a great day.
You can't escape your fate, you cannot run.